Hey YouTube, Kevin Cleary here with another first impressions video, and this video is going to be on the new for 2017 Spyderco Polestar. And I'm pretty sure what happened here was that over in the Spyderco plant, a Tenacious and a Bird Raven 2 got together, and the resulting offspring was this knife right here. You can really see both of those knives pretty well represented in this design. By the way, you can also see that Sal Glesser is the brains behind this operation. You can see his maker mark there on the blade. And I think this is a pretty nice budget-ish offering from Spyderco for this year. What I'm going to do is give you, size and weight, and then the features, and then my overall take, or my first impression, the way we normally do these. So size and weight on this guy, 7 7/8 overall. Okay, the blade on this is 3 and not quite 3/8. It's a little more than 5/16, but a little less than 3/8. Okay. The handle on this guy is 4 9/16 inches, so a little more than 4.5 inches. And the weight is a fairly comfortable 3.8 ounces. So got to give some credit for that. If you open this up, you can see, let's see here, that these scales have been nicely milled out to save a little bit of weight. So blade on this guy is a full flat ground BD1 steel, nice satin finish there, drop point or leaf shaped blade, depending on how you want to put it. One thing I do appreciate is the larger size, the 14mm spider hole on this guy. Pretty nice thumb ramp. The jimping is not quite as aggressive as I'm used to seeing from Spyderco, but it does lock you in pretty nicely. We're not quite to ergonomics yet, but notice how there's that little, it's almost like a tab right here. If you get your finger up against that, it does really lock you in well. And I know I'm getting ahead of myself. So before we talk any more about ergonomics or handle, let's talk about the pivot. You can see there's that torque screw. Let's see here. I'll close the knife and probably be able to show you the phosphor bronze washers in there. Yeah, we can kind of see them. Knife deploys pretty nicely. You can, of course, do all the typical Spyderco opening methods, flick it open, spider drop. I don't know if I can pull it off on camera. Well, kind of. So yeah, so there's the blade there. BD1 steel on that blade. And BD1 is definitely an upgrade from HCR 13 MOV. I'm not sure how big of an upgrade. By the way, the Bird Raven 2 is also, I'm fairly certain, in BD1, at least this year. I don't think it's always been in BD1. Someone can correct me on that one if I'm wrong. Moving on to Lockup. It is a stainless steel liner lock. Notice no cutout in the liner lock, but there is a little bit of milling in the G10 to accommodate, which is nice. Not the thickest liners I've ever seen, but certainly enough to do the job. It's interesting. Spyderco seem to have a sound. When you deploy this knife, it does make what I associate with the sort of Spyderco lockup as it pops into place there. G10 handle slabs over those stainless steel liners. By the way, as you can see already, it is pillar construction. And the G10 on this, let me close this and kind of give you a nice close look. See the G10, how it's got that really interesting sort of denim pattern. If you look at the side, you can see it doesn't go all the way through, but it is a really attractive looking color, sort of something new for Spyderco. And Spyderco, we're used to seeing a bunch of different colors from them, but not always in, yeah, I guess even in their budget stuff, you see a lot of different colors. There's every number of Spyderco Tenacious colors out there. The clip is the Tenacious style clip with the hole in the middle. By the way, that is a tubed lanyard hole, and that clip is repositionable all 4 ways. So whichever way you want to carry this, that knife can do it. Can't speak a whole lot to the ergonomics other than to say moderately comfortable. I'm certainly not going to complain about it at this point. I may have more to say about that when we get to the full review, but on initial inspection, pretty comfortable. Nice big lanyard hole as well if you're a lanyard guy, even though I'm not one, so that one doesn't really matter to me. What is my overall impression or my overall sort of thought about this knife? I think It's a pretty nice budget offering from Spyderco. Now, I will say it's only budget-ish, okay? These things are going for about 59 bucks, so $60 versus, 40, high 40s for a Tenacious. Is the BD1 steel worth the extra 10 bucks or 15 bucks? Maybe. Would have been nicer to see this come in at a little lower price point, but I think as it stands, it'll be a pretty nice, pretty popular offering, especially good for those people who, they're fans of, the Tenacious, they like the Birdline. They don't want to spend the money to go up to, say, a Para 2 or a Manix or something like that, but they want something a little nicer. And so this sort of lands in that spot. Now, let me say this. In closing, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. I hope it's a popular model, but for some reason, knives that land in the $60 to $80 price range, sometimes they don't do that well. It's almost like people either want to go, step it right up to the 100 plus, or they want to stay under 50. And, it's just kind of an odd thing. So hopefully this does really well, but you don't see a lot of knives, at the $60 price point. So, interesting decision the way Spyderco has priced this. Hopefully it works out really well for them. Or maybe if we're all lucky, they'll lower the price a little bit and make it a little closer to the Tenacious. And maybe they'll be pressured to do that because there are a bunch of budget knives coming out right now with some pretty nice steels. There you go. That's my overall sort of impression of this knife, Spyderco Polestar. Obviously, I'll have much more to say in the full review, so don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss it when it comes out in a few weeks' time. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will talk to you soon.